techniques we do, certain grips we get for certain reasons, okay? When we miss those grips or when we deviate from that game plan and strategy, that's when we lose control, all right? And the worst thing that happens is you're passing the guard and you completely lose control of your opponent. They get up, either reverse you, sweep you, take you down, whatever it is, okay? So we have to pay attention to what grips we need and why we need them. Like, what are these grips doing for us in this scenario, okay? No matter what you do, when I'm passing Clay's guard here, okay? If I'm just over here to the side and I'm kind of getting past his guard, at any time, if I allow Clay to, if I come by and I allow him to turn away from me, okay, I'm fine with this. If I lose a grip and it allows him to do this, I'm perfectly okay with him turning away from me. That is opening up a big door for me to take his back, okay? So I actually, that's what I really like when someone defends my guard pass, is when they do that. You see the mustache. He had to do the for sure today. Yeah. I looked up, he was just grinning ear to ear. Okay, so if they roll away from us, that's great. Okay, we're going for the back, we're going to go for collars, even in no gi, we're going for seatbelt, more seatbelt, okay? But in the gi, you know, we've got all these different grips we have, so if they don't turn away, what I don't want is for me to either be in half guard or for me to have just passed his guard and got around and him set up here and either take me down and reverse me here or just stand up and get away from me. And then we're starting back from our feet all over again, okay? Especially if I had to work pretty hard to get him to the ground, okay? I don't want to give this up, okay? And that's what happened a lot. It happened to me, which, you know, I was going to some really good guys, but they were just ready. If I didn't have everything pinned down, you've got to have hips pinned, legs pinned, upper body pinned just right. Because if they can set up and they're strong enough, boom, they'll come up on that leg and restart that whole sequence all over again. Okay? Tons of different passes to cover. Okay, so I'm just going to give you some quick, you know, scenarios of a few different ones of why we get grips. Okay, if I'm doing a knee cut pass, my knee's in the center here, okay, and I'm trying to cut through this way. Okay, of course I want the underhook if possible. Okay, this right here is what really keeps this down. Now, if I hug this to me really tight like this, I'm essentially pulling him to me. And which way does he need to go to sit up out of this? He needs to come up. So I'm like kind of assisting him here, okay? And I can keep a fairly good grip and pressure down, but why do that when I can punch to the mat? As long as I keep this under his armpit here and keep my chest down, if his shoulder's high here, he's not as strong. If his elbow's up here, it's also harder for him to fish this underhook in if I'm here. Okay, if I'm this way, there, he's stronger there, he has more options. Okay? So I want to, if I'm going for the underhook, I'm going to shoot this out to the mat and get low here. Then I'm eventually going to work my head over to this side. Okay? So this is controlling this side of his body. This leg here that's hooked in is controlling his hip on this side of his body. So essentially I've got him cross pinned here. Okay? And when you're passing the guard, that is very important when you want to pin both sides. If you pin everything on one side, he's got a way out. Okay, so this is what we've got to pay attention to when we're passing the guard. I beat him to this and I shoot this arm up here high. Okay, his deltoid muscle, like trying to pull down right there, isn't that strong versus him being really tight here. Okay, so I've got this pinned high here. I've got my head down. Now, as I go to pass, this arm isn't really any threat. You know, he can't push away on my hip. He can't get it to my face or anything. Okay, so I'm here. So when I cut through, I've got this arm high. I'm ready to trap for Kesef. I want to go here. Okay, or if my knee's a little more in the center here, I've got this arm high. I can bring the knee up and pass it over. I've already got the elbow high going for the mount. To there. Okay? Okay. So I'm under here. I'm under the shoulder. I'm low. I've got this pin. Okay? Now, that's if I get in that deep. Once you get that far, you're doing pretty well. Okay? What happens a lot of times though is I'll get in this knee cut and I'm kind of midway here. And say he's starting to recompose his guard. Okay, now it gets a little iffy. Okay, he's got a lot of options here. So I have to control, like I said, both sides of his body here. From here, what I like to do is control this sleeve because this hand can hurt. If he starts getting underhooks with this, and he can control me with this hand pretty well. If I control this arm, I'm controlling this side of the body, okay? Now I have to pick if I want to control at the shoulder here or at the hip. I can also control this leg if I want to. My preference, if I control the shoulder here and he's flexible enough, he can get a lasso in on my arm if I'm not careful, okay? If I don't keep this down, he can get that lasso in. I don't like that. I don't like getting lassoed in this position, okay? What I like to do is keep my elbow down and control here at the hip. If you can grab the hip or grab even the lapel here and get down low here. Just enough to block this leg out. From here, I can work this foot off my hip if I need to, okay? What's going to get me in trouble, and I'm controlling this arm. What can get me in trouble here is if I let this leg loose or let this leg get in front of me, okay? So I don't want either one of those to happen. Now, what happened a few times with Steven in a couple of his matches, he had the guys pinned down really well, and I like that he was being anxious to score. He was anxious to advance his position, okay? He's not one of those guys that just is going to get ahead by 2 points and just lay on someone the whole match. Okay, that's not how he is. He's going to try to go knee on belly, mount, whatever he can get, go for the submission, always going for the submission. Okay, but when we're in a position where, let's say I've passed, and I've got like this side control position here, and then he gets my foot back in a little bit or something, I'm here, okay? If I've got really good pressure down everything, and I'm trying to cut this knee across, if I reach back to try to control the leg, this is an area that we have to be very careful, okay? Because when I release a grip, that's it. I mean, he's waiting for an opportunity. If he can't move, he's waiting for any inch to give, okay? So when you release a grip, you better believe that's when he's going to try to go, okay? So if I'm reaching back to clear the leg here, it's okay to do that, but if it's going to put me in a worse spot, I need to just use my legs to pump, okay? When you can learn to just stay comfortable controlling the upper body and just work with your legs. As long as I have pressure here, I can start working with my legs here to start working things out, okay? It's just leg pummeling. It's not always easy. They're going to clamp down. But as soon as I get a little frustrated and I turn loose of this and reach back, this is his golden opportunity to try to really bump into me here, hip escape, and create. Now, I can still capitalize, but he's in so much better of a spot, okay? And if he's really good and he gets back, gets his guard back, and comes up here, okay? Now there's 2 points on him when I have it in hand, okay? So we want to advance our position, but at the same time, we've got to be, very cautious of releasing strong positions, okay? So what I want us to do, just starting off, I think everyone in here knows some guard passes. Everyone knows side control, okay? I want us to get in these positions, and then I want you to get in a position where your opponent tells you, your teammate tells you they don't feel like they can move, okay? When you get your grips, like when I get some grips on Clay, okay? Let's say I'm in this knee cut position here, and I've got a sleeve, and I'm on his hip like this, and I'm down like this, okay? I'm going to be like, okay, Clay is going to tell me what he would do here. Whatever your teammates' go-to thing is here, what they would do. And let's see if they can get there, okay? And if they can, if say I'm doing this and like this, and Clay's, I'm like, okay, try to do something. And if he throws a lasso in right here, hip escape, boom, throws this in, I need to work on that. Whatever that grip isn't efficient enough to go against Clay, okay? So we're going to go back. I'm going to try this grip here. There. Then I want to go, okay, now try to lasso. I'm pressuring out on the hip. It's going to be very hard for me. Here I can slide up and start coming through. Okay, so I want us to troubleshoot our own technique a little bit here, okay? And our partners are going to help us out. And we can do it from multiple positions. We're also going to do it from side control. Okay, we're going to get in side control here in a minute, and we're going to let go. We're going to get our grip on the shoulder pressure. We're going to let go and reach back, and then we're going to see what happens with our opponent, okay? You're on bottom. What I want you to be doing is just think about recomposing your guard. Okay, here, hip escaping really well, getting knees back in, lassos, all those kind of things, okay? So this isn't the secret technique we're doing. It's just a concept of troubleshooting our guard passing, okay? Everyone got that? Okay, grab a partner, and 1, 2, 3. Cut through, and this arm's here high. I can get this arm down. Sorry, I'm having a hair malfunction tonight.